able to get past this area, but all morning there have been bicycle racks keeping protesters back. At some point, it seems those became open. Somehow, either the protesters here pushed through it or someone moved them back. Up the steps of U.S. Capitol, you can see Capitol Police there holding the...
They have all these people up here on the stage. Notice they're all standing here on the stage. All these people behind the barricade right here. Have a little place right here where they can walk around the backside. If you watch the Jaden X video, you can see them come around the side. I'm telling y'all, here we go.
Crowds back. People started cheering, saying, let's go, let's go. I spoke to one person earlier asking if they had seen the letter that the vice president sent over. When I showed it to them, they were shocked. They said if that was from Pence, they didn't quite believe me.
They're all coming in. They don't know where they're coming from.
They were disappointed, but right now it seems like we have seen the protesters who have been here all morning actually breach the bicycle barricades. You can see what they look like. It's these right here, and make their way up to the steps of the U.S. Capitol here.
They're breaching. They're breaching.
Now it seems like police are them stopped on the steps there, but they have broken through the bicycle barricades, the bicycle racks that were here, and have made their way up the steps of the United States Capitol.
All right.
Lester?
Yeah,
and they
I
are
can't
pushing
recall,
the police.
and maybe it's happened, but I certainly can't recall protests that have...
They're talking. This is the main story: is to talk about the protesters.
It was really very late after the electoral vote in December. Once the Congress certifies the vote, or counts the vote, it's really game over. Now, you know, you were talking about the future.
You guys
there
don't need
are
to hear
a lot
this
of
shit.
questions about how this election was conducted.
That guy standing up there.
That guy's
in jail right now. He's one of the guys that's been arrested for the January 6th. Yeah, he's one of them guys getting locked up, probably. Hey, that's got to be one of the guys they held that's in prison right now, right?
Ballots, what kind of documentation has to come with them? Can state officials make changes like that without permission from the state legislature? All of that. At the same time, I know from talking to election scholars that there's going to be a real interest in trying to get Congress to change the law. To change the law that we've looked through this whole process about how you count electoral votes.
That guy's out of there. He knows it's about to break down.
Real momentum.
All right, boys.
And
everybody fall back.
Lester, is,
fall
as we
back.
Try to figure out. Well, it looks now like the Capitol.
What's that guy going?
Hey,
we won. What's the police doing? Look at this guy.
Because things are happening very quickly there.
All right, so what's the police doing?
East side of the Capitol, people have moved past the police and into the building. Ellis and Barbara,
a few people going in. Look at this guy. Is he going in?
Hey, Lester, yeah, you can see what's happening right in front of us. We saw Capitol Police trying to push people back, hold them back, and arrest them. They did seem to be arresting some, but they no longer have been able to keep them back. You can see some Capitol Police officers
30 people going in.
All right, people turning around. Waving for more.
Who's this guy?
Just right next to me, there is a massive amount of what appears to be blood on the ground here. At least one person over here.
What they need to do is release more tapes. They didn't know we was going to be able to go back and study this tape.
Away on a stretcher right now.
They thought they had this one locked away. They should have.
Yeah, as more and more people make their way towards the step and push through. As I was watching this, saying it looks like people are being arrested. One woman came up to me and she said that this is what happens when they believe that there have been what they believe are fraud in the election.
All right, so tell us about what's going on.
These are people
we got people standing here at this barricade. How many people? Look,
a lot of people packed on the steps now.
There's that guy right there. The FBI could do this a lot better. This is just me. I just watched the video. I said I'm going to go make a new video. Where are these guys going?
Back, and they have made their way
just
all the way
one little line of people
steps.
going in with glasses.
We have seen people be detained, seemingly arrested.
What's this guy doing with a cell phone up here?
Who appears to have
standing there with a cell phone,
fairly serious injuries enough to be taken away, and
here's
blood
this
left
guy.
here
He's
on
still
the ground.
not in yet.
Push past this barricade. You can hear them getting
there's
louder.
People over here walking
as more people make their way to this.
They're making it in now, boys.
Some sort of loud explosion.
How many more
type
people?
bang
Look, they're
noise
all
right now.
got
Some people are
backpacks.
starting to move.
Only people going in got
what is happening
backpacks.
Beyond what's right in this area, but Capitol Police have gone to the other steps
people
to try to keep
out.
those secure. The control of these
people
steps
going out.
down here in the middle as more and more protesters
you
make their way
they can scan this and see this shit.
They've
watched this for days, boys. They sit there, and I'm sure he's in control of some people. He said, "Get up here, boys." They're letting us in.
Here.
They let us in. Here they
this is
go.
a disturbing scene, to say the least.
Can
It
this guy
appeared that
get in?
police essentially retreated and closed the doors. They're preventing anyone else from entering, but
Here you go, George Soros. Here's everybody you need to write a paycheck out to. These were all the guys that was actually bowed enough to go in there.
Entering the building. This following a day of largely peaceful protests in Washington, and the president's supporters. The president addressed those supporters a couple of hours ago.
Cleared out. I mean, there was some clear space right there.
Part of the Capitol. Casey Hunt, you were, if I believe, right across the street from this.
All right, so you got all these people just standing there.
We know some of the office buildings were evacuated.
All these are normal people. That's not going to amount of people standing here.
Is this all related?
It seems so, Lester. We're still trying to determine exactly what the cause was to have people actually relocate from the Cannon complex. I think evacuation may be the wrong word to explain what we now know happened in the Cannon office building. They've gathered staff inside the complex. The calculation seems to be that it is safer to remain inside the complex.
Here you go. This is what the people can do that work for the FBI. Who's this fucking guy?
Than to send people out into what everyone is looking at right now on the screen.
Who's this guy?
But again, we have not gotten any reports or indications of anything inside one of the buildings.
Look, are they still going inside?
About that. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this.
Now,
this scene that we're watching here, so this is the west front, or I'm sorry, the east front
people
of the
now.
Capitol.
Here he goes down. Why is he going down?
Some of the viewers may recognize if you've ever watched a state funeral when John McCain's casket or George H.W. Bush's casket.
All about crowd control. It's all about.
Recently came, was at the U.S. Capitol building. It comes out that door. It's carried down those steps. It's an extraordinarily, it's a ceremonial.
They thought this was going to be huge.
Door.
They thought people. They didn't think people was going to walk back down. Oh man, the doors are closed.
We can see there's no indication that it has been breached, and I
What's
would say that
doing?
It would be an unbelievably significant thing for something like that to happen. So I want to set that aside for a second because just the scene of all these people here
just walking
is
by.
Also remarkable. This is an area that is always controlled by the Capitol Police. In fact, in recent months, it's been hard to, if you're a member of the general public, even walk along the drive. You have to have a Capitol ID. I mean, this is where I've walked to work every day for the last 10 or 15 years, and I've never seen anything like this. Again, it's an area that...
They're talking about the crowd. The whole segment of this news article was to talk about the crowd.
Members of Congress will pull up in their cars
to
go
What's
in
this
and
guy
out
still doing there?
of the
What's
buildings
he doing?
on the Senate and the House side. These steps are right in the middle of the building. So that's the dome, the rotunda. It's the middle of the Capitol. On one side is the Senate chamber. The other side, the House of Representatives. Of course, our entire government now gathered here in this building. The Senate debating on one side, the House debating on the other, to try and deal with these objections to the counting of the Electoral College. And
trying to deal with the election.
I think it's important to underscore, Lester, that the President of the United States has encouraged people to do this. They are here at his urging. He held a rally at the Ellipse just down the street. And there are, of course, Republican members of the House and the Senate who are saying that this election should be overturned, that there should be doubts about the validity of times. And certainly one that is nerve-wracking for those who typically find security inside this.
Who are these people? Who's this guy? And why are all these people record all these normal people? Look, just regular people walking by. You got three guys right here. Same team, maybe. And this guy looks a little bit different, right? Here's the police. There's supposedly the police.
Building. So a truly remarkable split-screen moment, Lester.
I certainly feel the loss of words to describe.
All right. What are they doing? What's this? Where'd this guy's video go? Where's this guy's video?
What we're seeing and
I think I've seen this on BitChute.
I want to note that Kevin McCarthy, House GOP leader, has asked for protesters to remain peaceful. writing on Twitter, thank you to Capitol Police for protecting the people's side.
Will not let anybody else pass these doors. Look,
flags and
he ain't letting nobody by.
The rally.
He ain't letting nobody by.
Pete Williams back in. Pete, we know activated.
You ain't normal. You ain't in the crowd. Here, somebody pull out the rebel flag. Where'd that flag come from?
The National Guard in the event of any violence.
And they got around their people.
Property.
They're like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait.
Would they have any role, any possible role if things were to get out of hand?
Look at Antifa holding
as well.
There they are.
Those doors on the east front of the Capitol, known as the
that guy earlier. I didn't think he was
bronze
somebody.
doors.
Look at
immensely
look at them on their
huge, heavy
bikes.
doors. So once they close the doors, there's no way anybody's going to get into the building. But having them on the steps there is certainly not what the police had in mind.
They did too get in the building.
Earlier that a portion of the Library of Congress, which is, if you were standing up there where all those people are, you looked out toward,
I'd say 200 or 300 people
the camera and across the street, you'd be looking at the Library of Congress. We believe part of that has been evacuated now. It wasn't open to the public.
Where's the rest of the people?
Were asked to leave. And
where's the rest of the people? Where's the million motherfuckers that we've seen on stage earlier, out in the crowd earlier?
Also parts of the House office building, which would be to your
they
left
backed up from
across
100 miles
Independence Avenue if you were standing there in the plaza. And we have been told by a couple of law enforcement officials that it was a suspicious package. Now, suspicious packages,
y'all didn't even know about this shit yet. Y'all knew about the bomb already.
In Washington,
and you just now found out. You just now started telling people. Hey, breaking news, everybody. The event started about 7 minutes ago, and now we know there's a fucking bomb on the Capitol.
But I think it's fair to say that the protesters are not going to be able to get inside the Capitol building.
Look, they're there beating the hell out of Antifa over there.
And we do know that there are underground passageways for members of Congress to safely make their way out of the Capitol even as this is going on. Allison Barber.
Hey, Lester. Yeah, sorry, we're kind of making our way a little as safely as we can closer to try and get the best vantage point and see as much as we can.
She's an
to answer your question,
insurrectionist.
yes, particularly coming over from this side here, you can see it's slowed a little bit, but people are still coming to this area initially right after they broke through the barricades and made their way up towards the center. It seems like anybody that was kind of near the area. We've seen a lot of different small groups of protesters around the Capitol all morning. It seems like anybody who was nearby made their way here as quickly as they could. I mean, people hurrying along the sides here. More people are still coming
standing behind the line, dude.
and making their way towards this area. In some ways, this has really only been in the last 15 minutes or so.
They don't even care what's going on over here.
It does feel a little bit calmer here than it did initially when those barricades first went down and as they inched their way.
Throughout these proceedings today is to effectively read and to read the vote count once it comes in, once it is finished. And so there you have
why are y'all still talking about the crowd? Look, it's the same people.
For this and really what's underscoring what we are seeing unfold at the Capitol right now. So again, we continue to reach out to see if we are going to hear from President Trump, if he will get that message out to his supporters. But undoubtedly, he is going to get pressure from
show us some more guys that's standing in line. That should be
party.
I'm telling you, they got their own special unit. It's called the Antifa